Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we have with us Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Let me turn off some of this stuff. Seems like things are dinging and pinging. Hold on a minute. Okay. And we are also in the Clubhouse. So we want those folks to know in the Clubhouse that we are recording today. I should have put that in the title. I am so sorry. I forgot to mention that. And we've been talking about the different emotions of money. We'd like you to sit back, relax. Let's have a conversation all about what's going on with our money, because we've got Coach Caren Fern all the way from Toronto, Canada, in the house from the Money Mindset Academy. And we've got Elizabeth Green over in the Clubhouse who's going to be telling us how our audience feels, and we'll be able to hear what they have to say and to see what you have to say over here on the live stream in the comments. So we're looking forward to this conversation. Which emotion are we talking about today, Coach?
Today we'll touch on fear, but before we get there, we're just gonna go through what we talked about before. And all this month we're talking about the emotions behind the money. I touch on anger, we talk about sadness, guilty happiness, health, willingness, and last week we talked about selfishness. And each and every one of them have their place with money, and just how you feel and how you behave when it comes to money. And sometimes you don't even realize which emotion is happening, and you have to really step back, inquire of yourself. Sometimes it means you have to look in the mirror. Sometimes you just have to sit down, a glass of water, whatever is needed to get yourself down to the root of the problem, because that's the only way you understand where you stand and how you can fix it. Because it's all those emotions that's happening that causes, money to do all those things to us. And there's a bit of fear in there. I'm writing out about 24 different emotions behind the money. I'm just going to give a brief list of them. We're not getting into those. The ones I spoke on before, that's the one we touch on. But there's fear, there's joy, there's trust, there's disgust, there's anticipation, there's shame, envy, love, friendship, suffering, reflection, kindness, and because your kindness can tip over on the other side of things. And so there's just so much stuff. It's so crazy because as I was preparing for today, last night this crazy thought came back to me. A friend of mine had this, just girlfriends hanging out for her birthday stuff and photo shoot and what have you. Wow. And she wanted me to come, like, not sure. She said, "Karen, you got to be there. Please, this crowd needs you." I'm like, "For what? We're just going to chit chat." But of course, it ended up into this money thing. And one of the ladies that was presenting at the party, I end up coaching her through the night for a good half an hour, because the money, came to the function, and I'm just going to give this little piece about how this emotion works. Okay. And she was there. We started talking from one thing to another. She recently divorced. She nearly lost her house. She was in a rental car, and we went down the list of things that was happening, and she didn't realize the emotion she was playing off of with money. So she was voluntarily, without her subconsciously, allowing money to escape her because of these different emotions that was happening. And when I take her all the way back to when she was a little girl, I felt so sad, because I was saying to her, she started crying, and we were at a function. She was like, "But Karen, I'm crying sad tears and happy tears at the same time, because you're giving me the opportunity to just visit and be present and acknowledge where I've been, where I'm going, because I think this is God invention," she says, "because you didn't want to come." And I was forcing myself to be here, but she felt it in her spirit. She just has to come. She had a big client to go see, but she came just for an hour, because we had this mutual friend. She ended up spending about 2 or 3 hours, of course, and call the other client and say, "I'm going to be late, but this is happening." And the person says, "Go for it." Well, I see what I see. And she just was relieved when we were done. She was just going through the motion, because we had to go there. What her problem with her, I can tell you what it was right now. Money was something that she decided wasn't good. But she didn't say that she
She
decided wasn't
decided
good.
it was not good. Money was not good.
It was not good.
Mm-hmm.
Money was not good. Money make people don't like you. Money make people envy you. Money, if you have a lot of money, you're not a good person.
Oh my goodness.
And she had all these labels attached and they just keep peeling away. And it's simply because she had an aunt who was very rich. And the most people didn't like the aunt, but the aunt had loved her, and she was around the aunt a lot. The aunt didn't have any kids, and her mom had seven, so she get the benefit of the aunt's money and generosity. But to the other people who never got it, she would be in the present when they say a lot of bad things about the aunt, and she took that and kept that without realizing it, and it just was in her. So by the time she got married and got her husband, I mean, he was a dominatrix. He took over everything, and she allowed him because she had this heavy money story. Now they got divorced, and still, and she got the house, and she lost it in less than a year. She lost her car. She gave up her job to start a business. She lost that business, but that's because of all the feelings when it came to money without her understanding. And we meeting, she was staying at her brother. And we meeting that day, she says, Caren, my brother gave me $10,000 and I turned it down because I said to him, I don't want to waste your money. He says, no, I'm invested in you, sis. I'm trying to give you a leg up. She says, no, I don't want your money. But this is why she couldn't take the money.
Why she
This is
couldn't
why
receive it. She couldn't receive it.
couldn't
Wow.
receive it. She couldn't receive it. Even though she got the house, she wasn't ready to have a house, but she didn't recognize it. So her activities, if you will, causes the problem, caused the house to go. She didn't just give up the house, but her activities caused her to lose the house. Got laid out from a job. And when we started looking back, she says, I blame so many people why I lost my job. I blame because me and my husband divorced, that's why I lost my job. But the more you talk, I'm thinking, I sabotaged myself. I got to work late. I start not being as diligent and working in my craft as I should. I start explaining that the reason I don't care, it's because I'm starting my own business. But then that business also flopped. So I realized that wasn't the reason. But this is how, when you don't get to the core, whatever that is, you do all these other things and you don't know you're doing that. You don't deliberately do that. She didn't deliberately do that. But the more she went down the pipeline, the more she couldn't stop herself. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
it was crazy. But it was crazy good that she get to cry it out, get to the core, get to understand, get to know that this is the part of her story where she can actually do something different. She could change, she can turn it around. She can understand that having money doesn't make you a terrible person. The lady was the lady, however the lady was.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't cause her to be mean. No, it's not the money. It probably expand, but it's not that. If she was mean, she was just a mean person. There is poor mean people.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Over here, oh, wow. Over here in the clubhouse, we've got Elizabeth, and we have Mark's dropped in to talk.
Hi, Mark.
And so, guys, if you have something to say, just wait on in. We're talking about the topic over here on Clubhouse is listed as Money Matters, handling the emotions of money. And today, Coach has been going over what we have going on in a number of different areas. Hi, Robin. How you doing today?
Hi, Robin.
So Robin's in the house over here on Facebook, and so this woman could not receive the gift from her brother to help her do better, and she felt like she was blaming everybody else for her circumstances. Is that what's going on here?
Yes, yes. And and I said, you're taking the help. She was taking the bare minimum. She had an apartment at him, so she's taking the bare minimum. And even the job, I said, how much are you charging for the Pacific service you're offering? And when she told me how much she was charging, and I break it down in how much money she was making per hour, per visit, per project, it was less than our minimum wage.
Wow.
That's how far she had taken it. And right now it's $14 an hour minimum wage. And she was making anywhere around $9.50 an hour when I break everything down.
How do we get there? How do we get where our money, with our emotions are so out of sync that our money story goes awry? You know what I'm saying to you, Coach? I'm trying to figure out what is really happening with us and our money. It's a long story, right?
Yes, so we're not gonna go on there.
and it's a personal story, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Each and every one of us have our own journey. We're down that path. But once we are able to breathe, drink some water, and look back at the pattern, because we got to go down the journey to really see the pattern of us. If you are at your desk and you work from home and you're not sure how much crap you eat per day, every time you feel like eating it, dump it in a basket. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised what you've been putting in your mouth.
Oh my goodness.
That's the same thing we do with our minds. We put a whole bunch of stuff in there that doesn't belong there and pack it up so there's no room to get to the good stuff or, acknowledge the good stuff that's there. And then it takes effect on, we can't just departmentalize one area and say, well, you ever see somebody who make a lot of money, then suddenly start getting fat because now they're just relaxed. They're not working out. They're not eating right because this is their only journey. Like, it's not hard. I always say, remember school? The reason we went to kindergarten first, and if you were one of the kids who went to daycare or playgroup, you went there first. Then you went to kindergarten before you get to high school. So everything, God has set us up in such a way that everything that we're supposed to do, we can do. It's not too much. It's just that we have to start and then build upon what we know and what has to happen. The problem is we want it all at once. We want to just fix this thing at once. That's not how it works. Like, you have to have everything happen. That's why we started kindergarten, so we can work our way to this part. Okay, so you didn't do it. So everything fall apart and you're starting over. Let me just say this. Start where you are and build one thing and then the other. If you hear somebody says, and let's go to the business now, that they have 7 streams of income, don't run and get 7 businesses because you can't do them all. You just can't. I don't care how great you are. You can't do them all. They all have components that need your time. You can't outsource them either because the people you're sending them to don't know what you want. So you can't give it to anybody.
Oh my goodness.
You got to figure out the first business. If sales is your problem, you got to learn to sell. If you don't know the market, you got to read some books and learn how to market. If you don't know the finances, you got to learn how to budget. You got to do these things because it's going to follow you into the second business and the third business and the fourth business, and you're not going to make any money. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to make a little change here and there and everywhere, but you're not going to make concrete money. You're not going to build on top of anything. You're going to have a bunch of cards that tumble down. You got to get that one business right, or you got to learn from it and take your learnings over into the new venture if that one wasn't for you. I'm not saying you got to stay there, but you can't jump to a new business because that didn't work out if you didn't do everything that was needed to be done in that business.
Okay. So we're learning lessons in the different areas. So my question now, here's what Maureen says over here on Facebook. She's saying, put one foot in front of the other. In other words, take it slow. And then Robin says, I was told years ago that I have a lack mentality. So I've been working on it. On that mindset is so important. And Liz, did you have something you wanted to add to the conversation from over there in the clubhouse?
Nope, I'm just listening. And
Okay. All right. So we're excited because we're finding out that these things actually exist. And now what can we do? Oh my gosh. What if you have a lack mentality like Robin? What are some of the things that we can do to work on that?
A good thing that she knows. Some people don't even realize they have a lack personality.
Yeah.
They have a lack mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be waste, but when you watch everything and you're afraid to lose everything, that's a sign of lacking. When you're afraid, being afraid of losing something. If you can let go of everything you have, if you can sit yourself in a room and say, I can let go of everything that I have because I know I can get it back, you start working on your lack mentality. You start understanding that you can get it back. It mightn't come back the way it is because it's not supposed to. You get it in a new form, a new way, but it's okay. A lot of people travel the world with a backpack. This is to prove to themselves how they can do without anything. And if you travel South America or the West Indies, you see people with nothing, with simply nothing, and you build it up from nothing. I lost $100,000 and I had no money, not a penny in my name, and I got a babysitting job. And most people, when they get their first money, they feel they need to spend it. I just stick it in an envelope and then touch it. In a matter of 4 weeks, I had $160, and I start over my business with $160. I take all the money and I did what I knew to do. I didn't go and look for something new. And there's a lot of great opportunities were coming in my face. And I said, no, what are you really good at? I can sew, sure, I can do this, yes. But what am I good at? And what have I proven to myself that makes me the most money, the fastest? And I don't have to ask anybody to help me. I, Caren, can do it. Now, I can get help later, but could I do it? And I knew what I was good at. I knew that I could take plantain, and if I had oil, I can fry it. And I know if I give it to stores wholesale, I could make a lot of other things. But I looked at one item and one item alone, and I decide how I'm going to do it. And once I made the decision, I made the investment, not all my money. I spent half of the money and I put aside half of the money. And I decided to go and market myself. Before I even made my planning chips, I went to different stores and asked them if they will take it. Everybody asked for a sample. I said, okay, I made a sample. And once I got into 2 stores, now I took that money and I hired my sister. I said, now you go find me other businesses. Because I knew that I can add items later, but I knew this was like my money maker. Everybody inside of you have a money maker. Mine at the time was planning chips. I was good at it. I was fast at it. I was excellent at it. I know I can sell. And because I was focused on this one item, within 3 months, I had people who take 200 bags a day from me. Like I couldn't even keep up. I couldn't even keep pace. But that's because I stayed focused in what I knew, what I know can make me. And that's what you got to do, guys. Whatever business you're in, you got to stay focused and consistent.
Wow. Well, I want to ask the folks in the audience and here on Facebook and on Clubhouse, what is your money maker? You know what I mean? Do you know what your money maker is? What is that gift that's inside of you that keeps on giving?
I like it. Because when you keep asking it, it gives you. But we want to branch off into so many different things. And it's not like you can't, but you got to get that, whatever that is, whatever that thing is, Some people are hairstylists. Some people are wig makers. Some people are beauticians. Don't worry about the other things. Don't worry about what's in style. If you are great, I have a friend who used to say to her, she's a great hairstylist and she's a great hairdresser. And she always do other jobs. And I say to her, you're good at this. Where are you going? Where are you going? This is you.
We've got Brenna over here. We've got Green over here. Robin's over here. Guys, what is your main money maker? Okay, do you know what it is? And are you working that thing? So if you know what it is, put it in the chat. And if you're working that thing, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, yes. So something, this is something I need to know from Elizabeth. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about what it is you do and how we can contact you while we've got you in the room over here on Clubhouse. So can you unmute yourself and tell us that?
Well, I definitely work on mindset, and because it all starts within, and a lot of times we focus on the outer, but what I do is help people to focus on the inner, of feeling comfortable with themselves about what they want and what they truly, truly want. I have been focused on the spiritual muscle, but and I think that is, the spiritual muscle is the main thing, the inner, that part, that thinking, that part that we can't see. When you have that strong, it makes it much easier to attract the money, to attract the business, to attract the friends. When you are solid in what you do. And that is what I do, is to really help you with really getting comfortable with what is your inner guidance, and not to have yourself using it as where you compare yourself. And I think that that's where we really run into a problem with that mentality, is that we are comparing ourselves. And how you can get in touch with me is through Instagram. If you are on Clubhouse or Facebook, K. Elizabeth Green, you can always find me. And I've been a little quiet, but sometimes you need to be quiet. It's the ebb and flow.
We're shaking our heads over here. Elizabeth, thank you so much.
I see. I am watching you both on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh my gosh. She's got every device on in the house. Well, then, Elizabeth, then you can see we have some comments over here on Facebook. Maureen says that she can make a piece of cloth beautiful, great at getting clothes together to create amazing outfits. So she's a stylist, it sounds like. Then because I know that Maureen's also into fitness, Coach Caren. That's her focus right now is fitness. But Brenna says her gift is helping and guiding while sharing her passion. Okay. Helping and guiding who do what. Okay, while sharing her passion. I know that she is the owner of Happily Green and Clean, and so she has a number of cleaning products, but she also is a jewelry maker.
Yes, I saw some beautiful pieces of hers.
And an artist.
Yes.
So all of these things, all these gifts within us affect us, but at the same time, it's all about, are we making money at this, or are these hobbies?
Yes. And that's where you have to differentiate things, I remember when I was doing a lot of alterations and a lady came to my door and she was fancy, and my son said to me, he says, Mom, that woman she would pay you anything. She said it. She says, whatever it costs, price is not a problem. I said, I understood, but I am not customizing clothes for anybody anymore. Yeah, I did went to school. I taught for 4 years sewing and garment construction, and I am a designer. Like, I've got 4 years under my belt, over 20 years now, right? Under my belt. So I can really design something beautiful for people, but that's not where I'm at. I'm in the teaching and coaching realm now because I've developed all those skills. So when people come to coach with me, I rarely say to people, I don't care what you don't have. When I'm finished with you, if you are diligent and you're open, you'll make money. But you have to want to be present and do the work because I can't do it for you. And you are going to work.
Wow. So we know that when we call you to get our money straight, you can put us through the paces, but when we finish, we will be better for having taken the journey.
Yes, yes. You've got to take the journey. There's no quick fix. There's no, I'm going to get up and do this. No matter who's telling you what, that they're going to do it fast or will be here. Those people been through the ring and back. They've been doing some things and now this is their season. Now they're shining. Now they're making whatever they're making. But you had to go through the pace. They had their downtime and you're in your season, they're in theirs, you know. Somebody had asked me, Caren, I just was never the child who cared about what somebody else did. I just wasn't that person. I'm not going to pretend. I just was the person who looked after Caren. A little bit selfish at times, sure. But I'm the poor kind of kid who really paid a lot of attention to me. I got my own thing happening.
I hear you.
But if that's not you, then you got to learn to look after self first. This is no knock on not looking after. And I tell this to moms too. If you're going to tell me about your kid, anytime somebody said to me, I'm doing this for my children, I said, stop it. You do it for you and they get the benefit of it. You cannot do it for a kid. You don't know what a kid is going to be and turn out to do. Then all your hopes and dreams just crash because the kid didn't go to college or university or what have you. You need to do this business, this whatever. You need to go to work on you. And then they get the benefits.
Wow. You know something? I think we've all said it. We do it for the kids.
What we really need to do is to really think about the second half. Is what I've been focusing on is that we have not been, because we have concentrated so much on what others have told us that we're supposed to do, what society has told us to do. I really have been spending time for myself in deciding what is success for me, what is money for me, opposed to trying to live up to judging myself against everybody else. It's like walking into a gym. You know, in January, you walk into the gym and you point at the person who has been working out for the last 3-4 years, and you say, oh, 30 days, I'll be like that. No, it's going to take you a little bit longer than 30 days.
I love that analogy. Go ahead.
2 years. 2 years. If you're looking to lose weight, I don't care who you are, 2 years. It takes to get you to any sort of whatever.
Willing to, especially as women. And, you know, I'm looking at that 50 plus, you know, at where you are no longer mothers. You're mothers, you will always be mothers.
Yes.
You know, but, you know, your kids are not the important part anymore. So you have to really redefine who you are and what's important for you. And I think that that's starting with yourself first and really redefining what's the second half going to be for you. And how am I going to accumulate the money that I need in the second half is something that I have been really dealing with. And I think that a lot of us as women are spending time dealing with.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's why we definitely need Coach Caren to educate us. We have some comments coming in, but I just want to say you're absolutely right. And, you know, that's one of the things that Biz Chicks really values is the opportunity to help people figure out how to go to the front of their own line and how to run a profitable business that's fun
to
run. Because in the last quarter, well, at any stage in life should be fun.
Should be.
It should be fun. And so, we want to help you get there. So if you need help with that, you want to contact us. We'll give you some information. You can always go to our website, bizchicks.net. If you need help with your money, you need to look for Coach Caren under Profits in Daily. And we're going to put these comments up real quick, Coach, so you can see. It says, Brenda, she gave me some specificity.
Right.
She loves educating people about toxins, how to eliminate with less work, and efficiency. And
probably efficiency, she wanted to say.
Efficacy, my passion, while implementing Norwick's to create safe havens. So she's all about, Norwick's product. And then Maureen says, yes, the lift is first. I'm not sure. I think that's her product that she does. And then Maureen says, comparison is self-sabotage, Liz. She says, we all deserve better, and it's all within. Hey, now here's the fitness coach. She says, weight loss doesn't happen in the gym.
Nope.
It happens in the mind. And so our money issues don't happen at the bank, do they, Coach?
By the time the money's in your pocket, you have done some work. You gotta do some work to get the money in your pocket.
And that's why you guys need to check out Coach Caren's Money Mindset Academy so that you can get your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Coach, do you have anything coming up soon?
No, next month I'll be able to give you guys some info, but okay. We're just doing some cleanup right now.
She's available for appointments.
Yes, I'm always available for appointments on my business page. You can always book a 30-minute session with me and chat about whatever you need to chat about. So that's always available. School is doing some cleanup now.
Now, I want you guys to know, if you have not already joined Biz Chicks, we'd love for you to join Biz Chicks by texting Biz to 33777 and become a part of our community. Also, I want you to know that Coach Caren, you can find her on Facebook under Profits in Daily or Coach Caren Fern. You can look her up. Caren with the C.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be talking with Robin Shimizu and friends for healthy habits. Healthy, what is it? Happy, healthy habits. Robin Shimizu. And friends, so with that, we want to thank you. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much, Liz. We're going to close the room. I saw that Mark dropped in. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk to him. But we do want you to know that we look forward to talking to all of you. And we thank you for being a part of the conversation today. Don't forget, guys, to go to the front of your own line. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.